Tectone is constantly in conflict with Twitch, so today's video is a compilation of my videos on Tectone's recent struggles with Twitch. There are chapters in the description to help you find any specific story you'd like. With that said, let's get started.
I've been told by an insider that I will be permanently banned from Twitch within the month. I was told that. I'm not kidding. Really? I have been told within this month I will be permanently banned off of Twitch. Why though? I have no idea. But we'll see. We will see. I have no idea. And if we do, I'll be streaming on YouTube every day. Not worried about it. How trustworthy is this insider? Pretty damn trustworthy. But we'll see. So I've officially started counting down. I've been told 31 days and I'll be permanently banned. We will see.
That's right. Tectone is saying that he's going to be permanently banned in 31 days, and that he has inside knowledge from a source within Twitch that he trusts telling him this. This situation is very odd. Obviously, people don't typically get forewarning of their permanent bans on Twitch, and also, usually Twitch doesn't make plans to ban people in the future, at least as far as they tell us. Now, I'm not sure what could cause Tectone to get banned. My guess would be it would have something to do with his comments about Frogan and the rest of Hassan's group, because certain Twitch employees may be upset that Tectone kind of made a fool out of them when he was banned for being a little mean to Frogan a few days ago. You might remember he was banned for 2 weeks, but then somehow Twitch decided to reverse the ban and bring him back in 2 days. Now, that doesn't exactly fit with what he's telling us here. If Twitch was going to permanently ban Tectone, why wouldn't they have done it already, right? Why didn't they just permanently ban him when they banned him the other day for making comments about Frogan? It doesn't make too much sense, but Tectone seems to think that this is real, and I've never seen a situation like this before. I've never seen a streamer who got forewarning about his imminent ban from Twitch, who then decided to announce it publicly, because this kind of puts Twitch on the back foot, right? If Twitch actually does ban him in 31 days, people are gonna know now that it was actually planned, which doesn't make Twitch look good, because it makes it look like they were planning to retaliate against Tectone, and that's just a little devious, and it's not exactly the unbiased moderation that Twitch really wants people to believe they have, but everybody knows they don't. So I thought this was very strange, and I thought I'd bring it up to your attention. What do you guys think is going on here? Do you guys think that it actually has something to do with Frogan and the whole Hassan group? Or do you think this is just like a rogue element within Twitch who doesn't like Tectone? Maybe he said something mean about their favorite gacha game. Have you ever heard of any streamer who has been told in advance that they're going to be permanently banned? Because I mean, you know, normally when somebody's permanently banned, it's like an instant and it's kind of a shock, right? When all the examples I can think of people who are permanently banned are people who either really deserved it or people who were completely blindsided by it. And I think in this case, it might just be that Twitch staff don't like Tectone, but I can't be sure. I really hope that Tectone puts out more information about this, and if we learn anything else about this, I'll let you guys know. In the meantime, let me know your theories for what's happening to Tectone in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Tectone has started to multi-stream to Kick, just like Asmongold has. However, this has been met with some controversy because for some reason, there's a lot of streamers that are not happy about Asmongold and Tectone and all these other streamers deciding to multi-stream and give Kick a little bit more legitimacy. Unfortunately for the people critical of them, what Asmongold and Tectone and all these people are doing is a good idea. And so today we're going to take a look at one of the completely unhinged streamers that is having a total breakdown over the switch to multi-streaming. That's right, we're going to be talking about JustaMinx, everybody's favorite crazy person. So if you take a look here and you see this tweet, what does this make you feel? For most people, it's nothing. But for some reason, JustaMinx saw this tweet and she was filled with irreparable rage. And she decided to tweet out and say, just a reminder, this dude supports his father who was a rapist, which isn't even right. That's not what he was arrested for and not what he served time for. So you already got that wrong. And got an anime tattoo to feel better after essaying and degrading his past 2 partners, but okay. And this is just completely false. And you can tell it's false because he hasn't been arrested. Tectone's not in jail. People come out and say stuff all the time, and I know people say, oh, you should believe people who come out like this, but the fact of the matter is you shouldn't believe anybody unless there's evidence or some kind of criminal trial against the person they're accusing, because the United States has the premise of innocent until proven guilty, and Tectone is 100% innocent. So basically this entire tweet is a lie, and for whatever reason, JustaMinx was so mad at Tectone deciding to start streaming on Kick that she retweeted it and just lied about him. Just completely slandered him, or actually rather I think it's libel because it's written. But it gets weirder too. That's right, she followed up with another tweet saying, I've had bad interactions with him myself in private, but this video really will shine some light to viewers. The interesting thing here is that she says she's had some bad interactions with him. That's weird because according to Tectone, he barely knows JustaMinx and has only met her 1 time. That's right, we can go to Tectone's response here and see exactly what he said.
Minx takes shots at Tectone after he joined Kick. Just a reminder, this dude supports his father who's a rapist, not true, and got an anime tattoo to feel better after essaying and degrading his past 2 partners, but okay, never happened. All right, let me tell you this. Minx also takes shots at Every alcoholics. How the fuck do you spell alcohol? Alcoholics Anonymous. Oh my god, anonymous meeting she goes to. Great. Yeah, anyways. Right click, yeah, true. What's this? I've had bad interaction with him myself in private, but this video will shine some light to viewers. What? Minx, I've seen you one time outside of Mizkif's house during my OTK debut where I said, I got no idea who you are, but you're Slat's girlfriend, right? And you were actually nothing but kind. And then you know, well, you got wasted again underneath medication at the party. Minx, are there anybody else in the room right now? Are there any other humans in the room right now that you've had bad interactions with? Can you see them? What are they saying? Good Lord, woman. Take your hand off the fucking bottle for 2 seconds.
That's right. I think this comment here sums it up pretty well. Minx trying to become the next Casey Tron. And then the comment below that, this is the only way she gets attention. She doesn't do anything else worth talking about. And that's true. It just seems like JustaMinx has decided to attack Tectone for no reason, lie about him, and just make stuff up because she wants attention. So here's your attention, JustaMinx. I think you're a little unhinged. I do think that it probably has something to do with the fact that Kick is getting more legitimacy. I don't think that it's entirely because she wants attention. I think some of it is that these old guard Twitch streamers are a little upset at Kick getting more and more popular because a lot of them are ideologically opposed to Kick for no reason. There's a lot of people who have written up Kick as this platform that's like the opposite of Twitch and that it's horrible and there's all sorts of gambling, and they say, oh, it's owned by Stake, which isn't even true. Stake and Kick are not actually related business entities at all as far as I can tell. And so they've made Kick into this big bogeyman, and now that it's getting more popular, they're getting worried because they can't do the same thing that Tectone, they can't do the same thing that Asmongold are doing. They can't multi-stream to Kick because that would make them massive hypocrites. So let me know what you guys think. Was this because she wanted attention, or is this because she's worried about Twitch going downhill? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Tectone has been banned from Twitch. That's right, and this time it's actually a 7-day ban. Why did he get banned, and is it fair? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. But first, I need to point out this tweet here, the response to the ban tweet from Streamer Bans. At a pivotal point where their PR is tanked and content creators are looking at alternatives like Kick, it's like these morons at Twitch want their platform to fail. And to be honest, that's true. I don't think that Twitch could have possibly chosen a worse moment to ban Tectone, because if you haven't been paying attention, Tectone and Asmongold have been recently multi-streaming on Kick, and Tectone himself is actually helping to get other people to jump on that train. If we go here to this tweet, so far in 48 hours, I have convinced and helped over 55 creators to begin multi-streaming on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So yeah, Tectone is out there and he's trying to get other streamers to go along with him to Kick. And honestly, this might be the real reason he's banned. It's not why Twitch told him he was banned, which we'll get to in a minute. However, I think it's fair to say that Twitch might be a little concerned about the market share of Kick growing at the rate that it is, and that this could have been at least partially in revenge for that. Because with the success of multi-streaming and the fact that both Tectone and Asmongold have been very public with how much money they're making on Kick and how it's way more than on Twitch, Tectone is seriously hurting the Twitch bottom line. Even if people are still streaming on Twitch, by bringing more streamers to Kick, they're just slowly increasing the market share and getting rid of Twitch's market dominance. But that being said, what was the official reason for Tectone's ban from Twitch this time? Well, if we go here, you'll see that Tectone tweeted out, "Things are far worse than I feared, and this is ridiculous." And it genuinely is ridiculous, because we're going to watch a clip right now of Tectone explaining why he was banned, and I genuinely can't believe it.
Here it is: 7-day suspension for sexual requests, graphic or derogatory sexual statements, or unwanted sexual content. And you might be wondering, oh, techie, what did you do this time? Well, there are 2 streamers who have been really talking about me for months. Actually, what's crazy is talking about me for years. And their names are Denims and Minx. Yep. Oh man, you know where this is going, guys.
After he names Denims and Minx, Tectone goes on to talk for a few minutes about the harassment he's received from them, including JustaMinx just as recently as this week slandering him on Twitter, and Denim's prolonged campaign against him that has been going on for so long that she seems to be somewhat concerned that Tectone might end up suing her. However, that goes on for a long time and Tectone doesn't say why he's banned till the very end, so we're just gonna skip that middle part and we're gonna go and see exactly why Tectone says he's banned.
Why did Twitch deem me worthy of a 7-day ban? Because I called them whores. Yep, I called 2 women with OnlyFans whores, which is, by the way, by definition, a factual statement. OnlyFans girls who are sex workers are prostitutes. Prostitutes are whores.
That's right, Tectone was banned because he referred to Denims and JustaMinx as whores, which isn't a very uncommon insult, to be honest, and as Tectone points out, they both do have OnlyFans, so technically, he says, it's a factual description of them. Now, I can understand why he was banned for this. Obviously, Twitch needs to protect their extremely far-left princesses, Minx and Denims. Denims, by the way, who has me blocked on Twitter, even though I've never interacted with her directly, so you know she's obsessed with watching videos that mention her, because otherwise she wouldn't know who I am. That being said, both Denims and JustaMinx are in fact left-wing people who constantly get into drama with people like Tectone, and that's obviously something that Twitch loves. Twitch likes the left wing. They support left-wing creators more than right-wing creators. They ban people like Tectone for something like this, for calling them a mean name for 7 days, whereas Denims and Minx can defame him and libel him constantly and not get any ban. And let's not forget, this is the same Twitch which constantly has Hassan Piker on their homepage, who the ADL has called out for supporting terror. That's right, Twitch doesn't ban Hassan for his harmful and dangerous rhetoric, but they ban my man Tectone here because he called some girls a mean name. It's honestly, it's like kindergarten. The people in charge of Twitch's moderation team are kindergartners. That's the only explanation for this, but that's besides the point. Anyway, obviously this is not a fair enforcement of Twitch's rules, and they're very clearly being biased against Tectone. Now, I don't know whether or not that's because he's right-wing, or because Tectone is involved with getting streamers to start multi-streaming on Kick. Your guess is as good as mine, but I'd love to hear it down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think this was fair? Do you think that Twitch is actually mad at him because he's helping people start multi-streaming? Or is this entirely just them trying to protect their precious left-wing streamers? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. We are back once again talking about Tectone. That's because Tectone was recently banned on Twitch following his start to multi-streaming and his movement to get other streamers to multi-stream as well. Now, a lot of people, myself included, thought that this ban here might actually be related to his efforts to try to get people to move over to Kick. However, it kind of appears that's not the case. So today we're going to talk about why Tectone says that he's going to be unbanned. And that's right, if you're watching this on Monday, which I believe is when this is going out, there's a good chance that Tectone has already been unbanned. And for a little bit of background here, this ban right here, according to Twitch, was because Tectone called JustaMinx and Denims, 2 streamers who have been harassing him for a very long time, a mean name. That's right, Tectone got a 7-day ban for saying mean words. Meanwhile, these streamers are able to defame him and call him all sorts of names and claim he's done some horrible crimes and face no repercussions, because we're about to watch Tectone's own explanation for how he got himself unbanned, and in it, he teases that there might be some punishment in store for Denims and JustaMinx. So let's go take a look.
So, here's a little bit of an update. And this has never been said before on a YouTube video or a tweet. However, I have said this to some of my close personal friends in real life, and obviously my favorite people in the world, which is my beautiful children here in my chat. I love them very much. So, a member of Twitch.tv official staff reached out to me, and you may or may not believe this, and there's gonna be some things that I'm gonna ask you guys to take my word for, and then there's gonna be things that I'm going to show you proof of. The thing that I'm going to show you proof of is the most important thing. So the thing that this whole video is about will be proven beyond a shadow of a doubt, okay? It will be. And it's gonna fucking make you realize how retarded these people are running the fucking Twitch. It is insane. So I would like to tell you guys that Twitch staff reached out to me. And get this, I got an apology. I did. I got an apology. Big, 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 big. Yeah, they said that we didn't understand the matter fully. And they asked me, is there anything we can do to make it up to you? This is all true, by the way. This is all true. And trust me, you will see what will happen very soon. And you'll know it when it happens. And I'm not going to say what it is. I'm not going to say what it is because that ruins the fun. But something big is going to happen because I said, okay, if you'd like to make it up for me, then you can do this. I contact 40 of my moderators and I ask them to compile something for me. They compile it. I have a massive 4.5 gigabyte folder and I say, I would like you to do this. They see it and they say, thank you for cooperating with us. We'll see what we can do. I say, thanks. Can I get unbanned?
All right, so I just want to stop there and just give some context into what he's talking about. So he says that Twitch didn't understand the full scope of why Tectone was calling JustaMinx and Denim's names. And the actual context for that is that Denim's and JustaMinx have been posting unhinged things about Tectone. For instance, JustaMinx posted this tweet just the other day, basically slandering not just Tectone by saying that he SA'd people, but also his father, by exaggerating the degree of the crimes that his father has been convicted of. Meanwhile, Denim's here, who has me blocked on Twitter by the way, which is a good endorsement that my tweets are based and red-pilled. So if you're looking for somebody to follow, my Twitter's linked in the description, but it's at MattyO YT. Anyway, Denim's has long been posting and talking about Tectone and saying some not so nice things, accusing him of crimes he obviously hasn't committed, and basically just being all out crazy. I don't know what it is about Tectone that makes women crazy, but apparently he's got some pheromone or something. So anyway, he probably explained to Twitch that this harassment campaign against him has been going on for a long time and that he was just frustrated and that's why he decided to call them whores. And I think when he mentions that, hey, there's something you can help me with, I had them compile this big folder of stuff, I believe that's probably evidence of the harassment campaign against him. And I think he's probably implying that both Denim's and JustaMinx, or maybe just one of them, is going to get banned in the near future, if not already when this video goes out. Anyway, let's continue listening to Tectone.
I say, thanks. Can I get unbanned? They say, of course, just submit an appeal. So I submit an appeal. There's 3 teams. There's 3 teams, by the way. This is how the unbanned ban system works. There is the upfront Twitch moderators, and then there is the appeal reviewers, and then there is the people who actually do the bans and unbans. So I talk to the moderators. They can say I can get unbanned. I go through the appeal system. I submit an appeal. It takes them 36 hours, 42 hours to review my appeal after submission. It's supposed to take 24 hours. My appeal was then approved, but I did not get unbanned because now it's fucking Saturday and I got my appeal approved at 11:30 Friday, and they're not gonna unban me till Monday because their bans and unbans don't work on the weekends. So I get to stay banned for 2 extra fucking days because these people don't know how to do their jobs.
That's right, Tectone actually showed proof that his appeal was accepted and that he's going to get unbanned. Unfortunately though, what Tectone mentions there about Twitch staff not doing bans or unbans on the weekends is apparently true. I've heard that many times over the years, that they will never ban or unban anybody on the weekends because they're just not in the office. A weird thing about that was, you might remember that just, I think last week, Hassan Piker was banned from Twitch over the weekend, specifically on Sunday, a day that he usually takes off. So it does make you wonder if Hassan colluded with Twitch staff to make sure that his ban would actually take place on his day off. I can't prove that, but it kind of seems likely because the only way that they can do that is if somebody goes back into the office to do it for him. So anyway, yes, Tectone is getting unbanned. However, it is going to have to wait until Monday. It's probably done by the time you're seeing this video, because I usually upload it about 6:15, so hopefully as you're watching this he's unbanned. But the fact that this is now the second time in like a month that Tectone has been banned and then immediately had his appeal approved to get rid of the ban is worrying, right? I mean, that obviously somebody inside the Twitch moderation team is targeting Tectone, because the first time they banned him because he called Frogan, another streamer, fat, and this time they banned him because he called 2 other streamers whores. However, both times it seems like there's a higher power inside Twitch who has agreed with him and unbanned him and said that what he did didn't deserve the ban that he got. So you gotta wonder if there's some kind of internal power struggle going on at Twitch. Maybe there's some lower level moderators who really don't like Tectone and they're abusing their power to get him banned. I can't say for sure, but it does seem very suspicious. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Hey guys, today we're back talking about Tectone. That's right, Tectone's in the news again. He just can't stay out of it. But why are we talking about him? Well, today we're gonna see exactly how much Tectone earns on Kick. You see, Tectone only recently started streaming on Kick about a week ago, a little more, and he's already made over $10,000. That's right, and we're gonna get to the exact figure in a minute, but I just want to give a little background here first. Tectone started multi-streaming on Kick following Asmongold, and you may remember from my other video that Asmongold released his Kick earnings, and he made $36,910.68 in just 2 streams. Now, Tectone's earnings are definitely not as big because Asmongold also just averages way higher viewership than Tectone does. I mean, Asmongold's the #1 political streamer on Twitch, whereas Tectone is a gacha game and drama streamer. So not exactly the same thing here, but they both came over at about the same time and for the same reasons. They're both worried about the future of Twitch and whether or not Twitch will be able to survive. Now that's important to mention because Tectone having a much more achievable audience base for the average streamer with 32,000 followers on Kick means that this is the kind of thing that, you know, your slightly above average streamer can earn while streaming on Kick, taking away incentive for people to go stream on Twitch. Because let's be honest, once you see this number, you would never want to stream on Twitch over Kick. So without further ado, let's see exactly how much Tectone made.
And without any subs at all, I have made an additional $13,707 from merely streaming on Kick. Now, I want to remind you, the money that I have made off of streaming on Kick without any subs at all in a week is more money than I made off of Twitch with more viewers, ads, turbos, subs alike. I made $2,000 more off of streaming off of Kick with less viewers.
That's right, guys. In just a week and actually 9 different streams, Tectone has made over $13,000, almost $14,000. And he says that's $2,000 more than he made on Twitch despite his larger viewer base. Now, how does that work? How does Tectone get $13,000 for this? And this is not including his Kick subscriptions either. So how does he do it? Well, Kick actually pays per the hour that you stream based on your amount of average viewers. So when he does streams on Kick, he's getting an hourly rate, and that's what's feeding into this $13,000 number. Now, whether or not that's sustainable is still up in the air. I very much doubt that Kick will be able to give out these kind of payments forever, solely because it's just a ton of money, and Kick doesn't run anywhere near as many ads. In fact, Tectone doesn't really run any ads at all on his Kick streams, whereas on his Twitch streams, he has to run, I think it's like 6 minutes an hour. So he's getting paid more on Kick to not even have to deal with as many ads. Kick does have a substantial financial backing, with some members of the board of Kick actually being part owners of Stake, so they all have money, and they're able to invest their money into Kick to keep it running. Now, of course, on top of that, there's also venture capitalists, there's all sorts of people invested in Kick. It's kind of hard to get a full picture of the board because it is a private company, and so they don't have to actually report that to anybody yet. However, it's safe to say that it's not going to run out of money anytime soon, but I would not be surprised to see these kind of massive payments go down at some point in the future. As for now, it can't be a better time to stream on Kick. In fact, I'm even considering starting streaming on Kick, although I'm not really sure what I'd do. So if you have any ideas for that, let me know in the comments. Anyway, can you believe how much Tectone made in just 9 streams? The fact that he's almost able to buy a used car, and that he is able to buy a really used car, I mean, that's a lot of money. That's more than like firefighters make for 9 days of work, which is insane. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thank you so much for watching all the way till the end. Remember to like and subscribe. Have a great day, and God bless you.